Hi everyone, welcome to week 7 of your Advanced Computers 1 course. This week we're starting chapter 3 in the Word section of your textbook. And this section is all about document productivity. And so basically what this is all about is how to make this, how to make your Word document work for you. So when you think about productivity, think about working. Okay, so this is how is Word able to work for us and make things easier for us. So these are just some of the topics that we're going to be talking about. We're going to look at inserting a table, formatting a table, how to manage the data in that table. And that's the things we're going to cover this week. Next week, we're going to go on to the rest of these topics, which is enhancing that data table and then doing mail merge and all the pieces involved with mail merge. So let's look first at a table. A table is simply rows and columns that include data and information. That's probably the most basic way to explain a table. Now, from Excel that, you can create tables in Excel and you can, create documents in Excel and things like that. So when we're talking about a table in a Word document, however, we're considering it an object that we're inserting into it. So we can do things with it separately from the text around it. So there's a lot of things that we can do to that table that don't necessarily affect all of the things around it. Okay, so kind of keep that in the back of your mind. It's a specific object that we're inserting into the document. So it's got its own characteristics, its own things that we can do with it. So we can create a table with everything being the same, all of the rows, columns, and all of that to be the same. We can also change those table settings. So once we decide how many rows and columns we need and we insert that table, then we can do all kinds of stuff with it. So we can we can move things around, we can drag and drop and basically just do everything we need to do with it. We can also create one that already has some of those characteristics. So they're going to kind of show you how to do that as well from the quick tables. And like I said, we can definitely edit those different rows and columns so we can make things look like certain things. So we can make them all, maybe we want to make them all numbers, or we want to make them all percents, or we want to make everything have a specific type of header or formatting, things like that. So we can do that when we go into editing. We can also then add or subtract rows and columns if we need to. Maybe we've started the document and thought we only needed a certain number, but we need to add more. So you can do that as well. You can also delete individual cells. You can delete the entire table. You can delete individual rows and columns just like you can add individual rows and columns. Then we can also do merging and splitting of cells. So you can put them together. Kind of, if you look at the header here, right in this area right here, you will see that how this went all the way across. That's merging. So they took all of these cells, the 4 cells that were separate, and they made them all one. So that way the header went all the way across. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about merging cells. Then of course we can always change the row height and column width. Again, it's all about making it look good so that it means something to us. You can drag and pull on the edges, but you can also go in and adjust this way like they're showing you here. So just another way to manipulate that particular table. We can also apply table styles, and you can see some of the different styles that they have. And these particular pre-designed styles will allow things to look a certain way. So maybe you want specific type of highlighting for the rows and the column headers, and then you want every other row to be a different color or something like that. So these are all the different pre-made styles that are there. A lot of times when you put a style on a table, it just kind of helps things stand out. So it makes it more aesthetically pleasing as well. And then of course there's aligning. So everything automatically gets aligned on the left, but if we want to put it to be just, right in the middle, maybe we want text to go around it, we want to wrap the text around the table, all of these things are done with this particular tool. And then of course we can manage the table data because, the table data is going to, function similar to an Excel sheet. So we can do things like putting in formulas and stuff like that. So all of those things that you learned about in Excel, you can apply to the tables within a Word document. And they kind of go over just a few of those table functions that, we've already done in Excel. So summing a total of cells and things like that. And then they also go through and show you how to sort. Maybe you want it from the top down, or maybe you want it to be from the smallest number down, or alphabetical, or whatever you want to do. You're able to do that and sort that. And then there's also a way to convert stuff that's already in text into a table, or vice versa, to go back from a table back to text. So it's going to show you how to do that. So for this week, make sure you are going through the PowerPoint up to slide 13. So you're going to cover about half of chapter 3. And if you have any problems or questions with it, please make sure you reach out to me. Have a great week.